In this video, I'm going to show you guys a glitch and trick that you can do in order to get infinite gargantuan ores, as well as hold an infinite amount of ores in your inventory. With the new update, the developers have introduced some things. Now, if you don't have enough inventory space, don't even worry about buying the Game Pass, because there's some ways to bypass it. On top of that, they added another feature called the crit feature, and this basically makes you do tremendous amounts of damage, and I'm going to show you how to basically hit it every single time. So if this video does help you out, please go ahead and subscribe. It means the world to me. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. First things to start off, if you are trying to get the gargantuan or a different ore, definitely take a look at what rocks you can obtain it from. Obviously, I believe the easiest rock you can get the gargantuan ore is the large ice crystal, and in order to be able to do enough damage, you actually need a pickaxe that's over 550 damage. So for example, this void pickaxe is good, however I wouldn't buy it. I would highly recommend you guys actually, if you're starting this world fresh, you go to the aqua pickaxe, then the snow, then the frost, and then grind enough money for the prismatic or the dragon head pickaxe, which they do tremendous amounts of damage, way more than you actually need. Since I do have the dragon head pickaxe and I actually have access to this secret cave area, this is the place where I'm gonna use this example to show you guys how you can basically break stuff really fast. If I go ahead try to normally break something, for example this large crystal, let's go ahead swing at it. It takes 2, 3, 4, 21 hits without hitting a crit whatsoever. I never got a crit while breaking that. With this method I'm going to show you, you're able to get that number down very quickly, and this is not even including boost. So when I turn on the boost, it's going to look even more insane. With this update, you are able to hit a crit on specific items. As you can see, there is a crit right there. It basically makes you do way more damage. It's a really nice feature. I believe it makes grinding a whole lot easier. However, in order to hit this, you do have to manually go around and hit the points that have crit. For example, over here, I have to go and hit it, and sometimes you can miss. Our goal is to actually make it guaranteed almost every single time. Here's another spot for crit. You literally have to go around to hit that, which is a little bit annoying. Now, I did just literally pull a coin eye from that. That's crazy. But if we go to this large ice crystal, which demonic spider, you got to get out the way, bro. And if you actually stand on top of this thing, you are able to hit the crit almost every single time. And the more smaller the crystal itself becomes, the more you're guaranteed to hit it literally every time. And it works very well. This is actually the best way to grind for single ore. So unless you're breaking two things at once, this is the best method. Because look at that. We are hitting crits back to back. And now if any spawn, I will literally be guaranteed to hit them as long as you just stay on top of it. Because when you're on top of the crystal, the game thinks that you're basically swinging at the entire crystal, aka you're guaranteed to hit the crit. If you don't do that, you literally have to run around in order to hit the crit, and as you can see, it's a little bit hard to do. Like, boom, I want to hit this one. Okay, that one was a little easy to get, but sometimes you're not gonna be able to hit the crits just like that. It's not hitting it. But if I stand on top and they spawn, look at that, you're guaranteed to just keep hitting it. Now, I wouldn't be making a video on this if this was all I had to share. Later in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can basically make your stash capacity infinite, meaning you can hold on to an infinite amount of items. But I'm also going to show you what ways you can make this crit thing a whole lot better. First things to start off, obviously in the achievement section, you got a bunch of them. Now, you can go ahead and turn on things like mind power. This will actually buff your crit, which is really good. Personally, though, I do like using the luck boost because I have this maxed out at 40%. So I might as well actually get 40% more luck. But if you do turn this on, it is going to increase your crit by quite a lot. And boom, look at that, bro. We're just going to hit crits over and over on this thing. And sometimes, obviously, it doesn't spawn in, so there is no crit for you to actually hit. But yeah, there we go. We broke that thing so fast, bro. Another way to actually make this tremendously better is by going to your shop and scrolling all the way down, go to the race menu, and equip the dwarf race if you have it. Because this is one of the best races in the game, giving you a 15% increased mining damage with a 20% chance to deal 50% extra damage to rocks on every single hit. That's by far the most broken ability inside of the entire game. So if we can get it to pop up, it's going to be very good, especially with the critical chance. It's going to help us out tremendously, and we need to get some to pop up. There we go. As you can see, my crit just increased by like 500, bro. We're doing over 2,700. Let's go ahead, keep swinging. Hopefully, it should stay at that number, around that number. Yup, 2,800. Bro, the thing just falls down so fast. Look at that. It took, like, no hits. Earlier, as I showed you guys, it took us 21 hits to do it with the criticals. Or without the criticals, sorry. Now, with the criticals, if we can actually find a large crystal. All right, bro, there's literally no large crystals, so I gotta break some of the small ones to clear out some space. But, bro, we break things so fast. All right, there we go. I have broken enough stuff. We finally got a large red crystal to spawn, and now we're gonna start counting it while actually standing on the middle, or like basically the top of this crystal. This is how we ensure we get as many crit hits as possible. And once again, I am still not using potions. I only turned on dwarf because it makes me do more damage, which who doesn't like that? But we're gonna keep potions out of this for now. Here we go. Let's start swinging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 hits. I brought it down by like 50%, going from 21 hits every single time to 11. Here's, a medium crystal. Let's say you want to grind this. That's 3 hits, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I guess this is probably because I really didn't hit any crits on that. But in order to maximize your chances of hitting these crits, it's literally just by standing on top. Look at that. I am guaranteed to hit it as long as it actually pops up and you're on top of it. It is a little bit harder if you actually have the dwarf race. I'm noticing that I fall down a whole lot more. But if you don't fall, you're literally guaranteed to hit it. And we just break crystals so fast. Now, you can make this even better by popping up the minor potion. I will say I don't think the minor potion is going to buff your chances of or increase the damage you do on your crit, but it will let us swing faster, meaning we just simply get to break the ore a whole lot quicker. So if we go ahead and try it on this crystal, boom, we already hit a crit. Another one literally hit all of them. That one took us like only 4 hits, and the rest are around the same range too, bro. Like, you just have to stand in the middle, and you have to just keep trying to stand in the middle. Look at that, bro. You can definitely go ahead and run around, but even when you do that, as you can see, sometimes you just don't hit the crits. It's not guaranteed, and it takes a whole lot longer to go ahead and just run around. But sometimes, bro, you will hit some crazy critical damage numbers. Like, I just got 4,000 once. Look at that. Another 3,000 right there. Like, oh my god. If your dwarf race actually gets to hit the 50% extra damage to rocks, that will add it to your other thing. So your critical damage is overall just going to be a whole lot more. That's probably how I got like 2,000. Or I mean 4,000 actually. Look at this thing, bro. It's just getting shredded, dude. If we hit the criticals, it is literally by far, in my opinion, the best buff they've actually added to the game. We broke that thing so fast. And to be honest, just because of how fast we're able to break stuff, I think it's going to be a whole lot better to use the luck. That way, you're getting things like gargantuans, heavenite, and the stuff you really want. Now, obviously, doing this, your inventory is going to fill up very quickly with whether it's like etherealite, stuff you need, or if it's junk. And luckily, I have a way to find a solution for that. If you plan on actively grinding and you don't mind forging your items when your inventory gets full, definitely go ahead and do so. It's actually really good in this game to go ahead and throw in 40 of whatever ore that you have so much of, and just make a heavy piece of armor and then sell this piece of armor for money. But there is a method inside of this game that will let you keep the ores that you want for the next update, and you get to keep as much as you want. I like to call this the infinite storage glitch or trick. I don't know what you want to call it. In order to do this, we're actually going to craft everything, and we are going to go ahead and keep the ores that we don't need inside of different random items. With this update, they also added the locking feature, and as you can see, if we go to, for example, weapon, because daggers are actually the cheapest thing in the game, as you can see, to lock a dagger, we only need 3 ores to lock this. So what I'm actually going to do is throw in way more than 3 ores. For example, you can go ahead and throw in 87 ores. But instead of locking it into a colossal sword over here, which would be very expensive, you are going to go ahead and actually lock it into the worst thing called the dagger, which guarantees you a 100% chance of getting it. I don't know if you see where I'm going with this, but we're going to go ahead forge this. And while you're forging it, it's actually really important to not play the game the way it's intended. So you're going to go ahead purposely miss everything. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but trust me. What you're doing here is actually lowering the value of the item, which you're going to understand why that's very important in just a second. So here we go. Boom. We're just going to let it forge by itself. It's literally going to have 0% durability. And I actually got a good variant of a dagger, bro. Are we serious? Right as I'm recording. Okay, you don't give it when I need it, but now we just got a Shark's Fang. And yeah, as you can see, bro, 11%. The reason why we want the price down is very important, though. So let's go ahead and accept this. And as you know, with this update, they added a new feature where instead of selling your equipment, you can actually go ahead and recycle them. Recycling actually gives you back 50% of the items you used to, make this. So although we lose 50% of our item, as you can see, now we have 44 frost fossils just sitting there for us to recycle. So for example, if I ever need the frost fossils to use on armor in the future, or just simply have a ton of them in my inventory, I can go ahead and do that. I will mention, if you're planning on actively grinding and you want to go ahead and sell your stuff, definitely go ahead and just sell it, because then you won't lose 50%. But if your inventory is packed with a bunch of goodies that you don't want to sell, for example, etherealite, let's say you have like 500 of these. When your inventory is full, you're able to go ahead and put it inside of things like random daggers, and that is going to be very good. And more specifically, the reason why we actually made sure that the price on this thing is very bad is so that when you select it, you actually do have to pay a price in order to bring it back. And I believe this is the same exact price that it is to sell. But making a dagger and getting the worst performance on it ensures that you actually make the most out of it and you don't actually spend a lot of money. I genuinely think this is mostly useful with the current method of, standing on top of the crystal in order to just basically hit the criticals every single time. But other than that, you are still able to use it for anything. I will say, though, the developers might go ahead and nerf this crystal method, although I really hope they don't, because this genuinely makes the game much more satisfying and fun. I literally love hitting the crit, and look at that, bro. We just got another etherealite. It's insanely good. Obviously, don't forget about putting runes on your pickaxe as well. It's very important, especially luck runes now, since you're able to break stuff very quickly. But definitely get some runes on your pickaxe. If you're planning on going for the dragon head pickaxe, expect to pay a hefty price for those runes, though. It's like 400k. So if you're gonna put it on that, I highly recommend you get ruins from the golem boss. We actually got a large red crystal to spawn here, so I'm gonna pop these potions over here, and we're gonna try to pull some really rare things out of this. Now, you obviously don't have to fully break it, but you are able to just look at what's inside of it and then decide if you want to break it or not, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. And yeah, this thing doesn't look like it has anything too good, bro. I've never had to be careful with the amount of times I'm swinging until they added this crit update, bro. It's actually insane. Like, as you can see, I'm not hitting towards the critical, but I still get it. Same with, like, most of the time, you're not gonna be looking at it and you're still gonna get it just because you're standing above it or right in front of it or behind it or to the side of it. It doesn't matter. Every player inside of the game actually has a mining radiance, and when you mine something outside of it, it will actually not give you the critical if it's over there. But when you're standing on top of the crystal, which, just imagine this is the crystal, if you are standing on top of the crystal, you're literally gonna mine every single critical opportunity that is on it. Let's go ahead and try breaking this large one once again to see if we can get any good things to pop out of it. Come on, buddy. There we go. Oh my god, we're hitting criticals a little too fast, bro. I'm scared I'm gonna accidentally destroy. Okay, yep, I just did it. Okay, well, I did not mean to break that, okay? It was very good. The only crystals that this is really impossible to do it on are the special crystals. For example, the heart of the island over here, as you can see, this crystal is very big, and you actually can never really find the criticals on it. From what I've heard, it actually does have critical spots, except it's just almost impossible to hit just because of how far you are from the ground. And so, depending on where the, critical is, you probably will not be hitting it. Here, look, we got another one here, and I spend time searching around this thing, man, and I can never find it. Yeah, bro, I'm convinced it literally does not exist on these things, but apparently it does. So if you do find it, definitely go ahead, comment it down below. This is very good, though, to do on the small red crystals, because although this is small, if you can stand on top of it, you will guarantee the critical 100% of the time. Every time it pops up, you will hit it. Like, there's a crit on it right now. Boom, we hit it. There's another one. We're guaranteed to hit it. And if there's any more, we will still be hitting all of them. The only thing is, just remember, your chances of actually getting gargantuan or better ores on the small ones are a little bit less, but I still think it's worth it. But I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you also go ahead and pick one of these two videos. YouTube recommended one, and I picked the other one for you. I really think you're gonna like it, but pick it fast, because this video is about to end. And until then, I'll catch you in one of the videos. Bye!